more in the trenches like a war, and they want to give them more when I touch down. Touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. Whenever I touch down, touchdown, touchdown. 4th down, 4 yards, put it all on the line. I am not worried because it is our time. I hear the crowd in the background, and they just want to see me shine. For the hell of it, it's irrelevant. You lacking the intelligence to make it make sense. We gon' manifest whatever we came to get. That's a little money and a trophy and nothing they gon' respect. We don't care who the best. We don't worry who was next. We gon' put the boys to rest like a temper feet of bed. I'm ahead of the rest like I came without a net. They gon' say it under breath. I'ma say it with my chest. I got it wrapped like a toga. Put the whole team on my shoulders. Hold up, wake these boys up. Call me soldier, soldier. Flow feeling colder. Some call it polar. You don't wanna box me. I'm feeling cocky. Hair stocky. Leave 'em floppy. Face Nazi. Talking all aki. Biggie, big poppy. Then I'll chop 'em down like karate. I see none of you here.
It's week 1 of the 2023 season, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the 49ers and the Browns, and it's all up next.
First opened in 1999, there's a good look at First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the San Francisco 49ers and the Cleveland Browns. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, there's nothing quite like it. That feeling of beginning another NFL season. And these two squads, they're going to do just that in a moment.
And what makes it so exciting is the range of possibilities these teams have before them, because we could be seeing one of these teams earn the Lombardi Trophy in February, while the other, they could earn the #1 draft pick in April, or anything in between. And we've got the best seat in the house every step of the way.
Cade York set to do the honors here, and we are underway from Cleveland. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by the former #3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
In recent years, we've seen a lot of love for North Dakota State in the NFL draft, and Trey Lance, he's a great example of what the Bison are sending to the league each and every year. This guy looks like a franchise quarterback. He wants his opportunity to prove it to the rest of the league.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey, and not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Lance. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Lance finding Deebo there for the Niner first.
Well, partner, that's the start that you want right there. And you know he spent the entire offseason throwing hundreds, I'd probably say thousands of passes, getting ready for that moment. The first throw of the new season. He's dreamed about it, thought about it, and now it's out of the way.
1 for 1, a lot more to go. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Lance now to throw. Flushed out right. Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes that's a danger putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You can wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now Lance. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Sione Taki. The outside linebacker coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
They've gobbled up over 30 yards of turf so far, but a sack knocks them backwards. And that interrupts the momentum they were building. Good opportunity for the defense to escape this drive before they get to the end zone.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. The 49ers are going to turn over the special teams crew. The field goal unit is out there now. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. Well, all offseason, probably a lot of thought goes into that first drive of Week 1. They didn't get the touchdown, but at least they got something.
And what I like about it is that they didn't overthink it, because you're exactly right. A lot goes into the offseason, the preseason to get to that first drive of the regular season. They went right downfield, mission accomplished, points on the board.
And here are the Browns for their opening drive. They will be led out by their dual-threat quarterback, the veteran from Clemson. It's Deshaun Watson.
And he's exactly the man you want in control of your offense. Excellent arm, good zip on the ball, not afraid to use his legs when he needs to. And when he's excelled at doing is making plays when the first read isn't available or when the pressure's about to get to him.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb, and he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
Brent, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Slot man moves right. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll pick up about 3 there, up to the 43.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's going to have a Browns first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. You were telling me this yesterday. It's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive. establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Out to his left. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. In search of 8 yards on 3rd down. They've already converted 2 of these on this drive, 2 for 2. Watson now to throw. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 4th down. They will indeed snap it to Watson. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And a flag comes out as that is batted down and incomplete. But I think there was early contact. Let's check the call. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball. And if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway.
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb taking it in for the and the Browns have taken the lead. So the previous pass interference call put the ball at the 1-yard line and then stick it in on the very next play.
And I love the play call right there. After you get the pass interference call, you've got a defense that's discombobulated a little bit, right? They're protesting the call, upset about what happened. Go right at them. Run the football, and the defense acquiesces, and the ball ends up in the end zone.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Sione Takitaki in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Lance. Flush to his right. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. So call that a 56-yard punt with a return of about 11. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1. They begin this drive with Chubb. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Now that play stopped by Drake Jackson. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They run it again with Chubb. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. The offense on third down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Watson. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. That is Nick Bosa from out on the edge who worked his way in for the sack. The Browns send out their punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Lance. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
On the set.
To throw, it's Lance. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Now that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. And what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
York now for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
He'll get this out right here to McCaffrey. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First down now, but the clock continues to move. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There's a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
Again, they'll throw it with Lance. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A chance for a first touchdown drive of the year. It's 1st and goal. Lance going to throw. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
But there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
2nd down and goal. Lance. The quick slant caught. Down at the 2. Broke through the first contact, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Lance now on 3rd and goal. Forced out to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. And his kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And the Browns going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with an 8-point lead, probably not too much of an impetus to try and do too much here. A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson on the move to his left. This one caught by Isabella. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Here's Watson. He'll let this go for the end zone. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Ambry Thomas. And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
So, all right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this 3rd quarter. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively, just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Second down, here's Chubb again. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half. The tackle by Eric Armstead. Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run. Now a play fake, and it's Watson. Steps away. And that'll be incomplete. Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved. He had just one target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half. Yeah, it should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him. From the gun on third, Watson. This is to Pitts on the quick slant. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. They'll run for it. Chubb. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it, they got it. And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. Now Watson. That ball complete to Isabella. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Working with a 2nd and 3. Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Nick Bosa able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. That's his 2nd sack of the game. And the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball. Yeah, just couldn't hang on to the slam. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead. Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get. Keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back. Fielded right around the 8. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago. But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone. A run on first down, but it's not going to get them much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays. On 2nd and 9, Lance got a man. That's Ayuk. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. And we're back now here in Cleveland. This offense so far on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3. Over the middle, and he's got Gray. And he is going to have a Niners first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Lance now to throw.
Open man is Samuel, complete.
On the ball.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
Throwing is Lance on 3rd down.
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
Sione Taki, able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Desperation time here. Lance.
Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away. Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. A shotgun snap for Watson.
He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and take him to like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in. And all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is, first guy there, hold him up. 2nd, 3rd guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. Watson now to throw.
Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
And now off to the races down the right side.
And the Niners are going to take possession of the football.
This was almost what I've heard referred to as a pick 12.
Pick 12, explain.
You know, you're talking about the 6 that they were trying to get.
Because they were so close to the end zone.
And now the 6 going the other direction. So when you take a look at teams on the march, they're in the red zone. Then after the interception, and it took a touchdown-saving tackle to keep it from going all the way.
The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
And his kick here is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game.
So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball to the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it, But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Now Watson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And the end result of that play, you're almost not sure what you really want, because when he gets outside of the pocket, you actually hold your breath because you think he's going to run for big yardage. But when he chose to pull it down and throw it, and a play was made to knock it away, that's a pretty good end result. Not one you expected when the play began.
Throwing now, Watson finding Hardman here over the middle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. They'll run with Chubb. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll try again with Chubb. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time. Looking at week 1, oh good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want. But there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. So Lance and the Niners down by 15. A little over 40 seconds to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Lance. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. To throw, it's Lance. And that is incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Over the middle, that's complete to McCaffrey. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for week 1, and one of our early window games here in week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between week 1 and week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for Cleveland, that'll be a happy locker room as they start this season 1-0. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Seattle Seahawks come to town. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.